Hello everyone, Joshua Myers here, and today I'm going to be reviewing Godzilla from 2014. So yeah, here's the thing, I actually saw this one in the theater, back when it came out, and I haven't seen the movie since. And at the time, I thought the movie was awesome. I really liked it. So, today, me and Amanda, she bought for us to watch the 2014 movie. She's never seen that one. And I just remember it being good. I was like, oh, you have to watch this. You have to watch this. And she was like, okay. And she picked it up. We got it for, we got it in the free 75 bin at Walmart. And so yeah, and then we popped it in, hit play, and I'm just going to say it was really bad. Honestly, I would even argue it was as bad as the 1998 one with Matthew Broderick. I think it was that bad. Honestly, for me, I don't remember much about the plot at all, and I just rewatched it, I just listened, about half an hour ago, we got done watching it, so it was and the plot wasn't really that interesting, and actually, all the characters weren't that interesting either. In fact, they were all bland in that. It's they basically, in their acting, seemed like something out of the Star Wars prequels. In fact, I think it's even worse. Even some of the acting in the Star Wars prequels were better than in this movie. So, and I will say, the one thing that could potentially save this movie was Bryan Cranston. His character was awesome, actually. He was the only character I ever gave a shit about. He had a lot of emotional depth in that, and his character was written really well. And his acting was so good in it. And what happened? They killed him off. Yeah, they just killed him off early in the film. And we end up stick with his character's son as the main character and his family. And oh boy. Honestly, throughout the movie, I was really missing Bryan Cranston in this movie. In fact, let's just have a moment of silence for Bryan Cranston in this movie. Okay. There was also stuff like a subplot with the son, and there was this in Japan, this kid that separated from his mother, and Bryan Cranston's son is having to basically decide to watch over him until he could reunite him with his mother, and that really honestly goes nowhere, and they could have easily scrapped that out of the movie and would have not changed a thing at all. In fact, I would say this, To be honest, I think in some aspects the characters in the '98 movie were better than the characters in the 2014 movie. They were definitely more quotable. Like, that's a lot of fish. I don't remember. Like, even Bryan Cranston's lines, I don't really remember that well. Like, they're not really quotable. So, okay, so enough with me, kind of tearing this film apart. What did I like, though? Now there are some things I think this film does that are improvements over the '98 film. First of all, Godzilla's design. It looks way much more like the original Japanese Gojira design. And yeah, it looks awesome, actually. And also, the cinematography is pretty good, too. Even how Gareth Edwards is able... Like, I just loved how he was able to capture the size and scope of these creatures. Like, they looked huge, like, massive. Like, I also didn't mind some of the disaster scenes in this movie. Like, I think some of them looked realistic enough, except for when they end up using a bit too much explosions. Like, it almost seemed like it cut to a Michael Bay directed movie all of a sudden. Also, speaking of which, another thing to point out is the action in this movie. And it's kind of lackluster. They sometimes would cut away from the monsters fighting, and you don't really get to see much, if at all, except for maybe at the end, but they still kind of cut in between back to the human characters and that, and it's like, come on, if you're not going to give us really good characters and really good human drama, at least let us see the monsters fight. And when they do show it, it's really awesome, actually. But when they don't, it's like, and surprisingly, for a movie that is titled Godzilla, there's very little Godzilla in this movie. In fact, he appears like halfway through the movie. Which I wouldn't mind that. I don't mind that. As long as they were able to, have some really interesting characters and really good human drama in this movie, I would have not minded that. But they didn't do that. In fact, me and Amanda were making fun of this movie than actually really getting sucked in. The only times we were really sucked in was when Bryan Cranston was on screen. So yeah, also the music was pretty good. The music was much better than, the score was much better than, the score was way much better than the '98 film. Now, some people I've heard complain about how the lighting is dark in this movie. And I wouldn't say that. It wasn't so dark you could barely see anything. So yeah, I thought the lighting wasn't that bad. So yeah, I think that's it as far as positives go. This was just, again, one of those movies where you go and see it for the first time in the theater. It's like, man, that was awesome. And then once you, and if you haven't seen it in years like I did, and you rewatch it, you realize how bad it really is. In fact, Amanda basically said that was the case for her with Pacific Rim. She saw that film in the theater, hadn't seen it in a long while, she decided to rewatch it on DVD, and she realized how bad it was. and she thought that one was bad. So yeah, it's kind of the same scenario. So, anyway, I think that's it for this review. An update tonight. Actually, me and Abe are going to go to the theater to see the sequel to this film, Godzilla King of the Monsters. We're going to the 9:15 showing tonight. I'll probably have a review. I'll probably have a review for that up at some point. So, yeah, honestly, this movie was awful. Honestly, I think as bad as the '98 movie. I just hope this 2019 film is much better. I honestly got nothing else to say, so, um, anyway, this is Joshua Myers. See you next time.